Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna discuss about the top 5 motorbikes that averages in between 1 to 2 lakhs in India in 2017. Before getting started, please do subscribe to my channel for the latest updates and reviews. Let's get started. Some years ago, it was unimaginable to spend over a lakh on an Indian made motorcycle. Today, this rupees 1 to 2 lakh segment is one of the fastest growing in the Indian market, and surprisingly, barring Royal Enfield also encompasses some of the most interesting, fun, and relatively accessible motorcycle in the country. We are looking at the ex-showroom prices, not the final on-road costs. All the prices mentioned here are post GST. Number 5. Yamaha YZF-R15 version 2.0. A 150cc motorcycle might seem a bit out of the place in this company, but even today, the R15 offers an experience like none other. It was the first proper baby super sport bike that we got in India, and it still remains one of the best track machines you can get your hands on at the moment. Its 149cc single cylinder liquid cooled motor pumps out 17 horsepower of peak power, not bad considering the bike weighs a scant 136 kg. Thanks to Yamaha's Delta box frame forming the core of this motorcycle and a linked monoshock at the back, the R15's handling can be described as telepathic. It's extremely nimble through quick direction changes and completely planned on the long sweeping corners. It makes the perfect entry level motorcycle for anyone looking to learn the art of the riding of super sport bike, especially on a racetrack before graduating to something bigger. Just don't expect this to be a very comfortable city commuter, especially for pylons. The bike having a power of 17 horsepower at 8000 rpm and a torque of 15 Nm at 7500 rpm and a price of rupees 1,18,000. Number 4. Royal Enfield Himalayan. The Himalayan really sparked of the affordable adventure touring segment in India when it was launched last year at the 2016 Auto Expo. It's a bike that is purpose-built to trend off the beaten path, with lots of suspension travel, 200mm at the front, 180mm at the back, and a massive 220mm of ground clearance. Even with that much clearance, Royal Enfield has managed to package the bike in such a way that the seat height stays at a relatively short 800mm. A large 21 front wheel coupled with 17 rear and short with on-off road tires also add to the Himalayan's rough riding powers. And to live up to its touring ability, the bike has a very comfortable seating posture as well as mounts for saddlebags at the back and even auxiliary tanks up front. Its 401cc engine is no powerhouse but has sufficient torque to manage touring duties. Of late, the Himalayan has developed a reputation for being less than reliable. However, veteran riders who are used to riding and working on classic bikes totally swear by it. The bike having a power of 24.5 horsepower at 6500 rpm at a torque of 32 Nm at 4250 rpm, and the bike launching by middle of the August. Number 3. Bajaj Dominar 400. Thanks to Bajaj, this year we got the first India-made power cruiser, the Dominar, styled to look like the Ducati Devil's baby sibling with its low-slung, muscular stance. The Dominar packs quite a bit of road presence. There are some very interesting design choices as well, such as mounting the telltale lights on the fuel tank in a secondary instrument dashboard rather than around all the digital primary instrument console. And it has the performance to match its beefy look as well, as it packs a motor derived from the 373cc mill found in the KTM 390. Sure, it only gets a single camshaft, so it does lack a bit of the top end performances of the orange machine. But thanks to 3 spark plugs in the head and an engine specifically turned for bottom end performance, you get improved fuel efficiency and a whopping 28 Nm of torque coming in just 3000 rpm. This means brisk low speed acceleration, and the Dominar can also manage to cruise comfortably at speed of 120 to 130 km/h. It's just short of being a long distance courier, thanks to a small fuel tank capacity of 13 liters and a stiff suspension. But because of its setup, it does manage great handling characteristics, and with optional dual channel ABS, stopping power isn't an issue either. The Dominar promises and deliver a very thrilling riding experience. The bike having a power of 35 horsepower at 8000 rpm and a torque of 35 Newton meter at 6500 rpm, and it costs rupees 1,55,000. Number 2, Yamaha YZF-R15. After years of waiting for Yamaha to launch a quarter-liter motorcycle in India, it finally surprised us this year with the YZF-R25. The bike sports a squat, muscular stance much like the YZF-R16 and managed to look quite pleasing, albeit not as intimidating as some of the Yamaha's largest street fighters. It gets a 249cc single-cylinder air-cooled motor that not exactly is a shining example of power and performance, but does dish out a healthy dose of refinement and linear power delivery. Weighing 148 kg, the FZ25 is among the lighter bikes in the class, which makes for acceptably sprightly acceleration. And with a climbed mileage of 43 km per liter, it certainly seems to be one of the most efficient motorcycle in the segment as well. It is spun a bit on the stiffer side, but that does endure its good handling characteristics, although it is not the best in the class. It doesn't get features such as ABS yet. However, it does pack an LED headlight as well as an all LCD instrument cluster. The FZ25 might not be setting benchmarks in this category, but with its practicality, comfort, refinement, and charming design, it is certainly one of the most easily likable bikes here. The bike having a power of 20.9 horsepower at 8000 rpm and a torque of 20 Newton meter at 6000 rpm and a price of rupees 1.19 lakh. And the number 1, KTM 250 Duke. Honestly, it was a bit of a tough call between this and the KTM RC200. The RC's out and out super soft nature makes it an extremely engaging riding experience, but the new 250 Duke brings all the styling cues from the new 390, which itself is inspired from the Super Duke R, and puts it at a somewhat affordable price point. But the 250 Duke brings all the styling cues from the 390, which itself is inspired from the Super Duke R, and put it somewhat affordable price point. Even though it misses out some top-end features like TFT instrument panel and the split LED headlights, the 250 is one gorgeous motorcycle. It is not a slouch either. It might struggle a bit in bottom-end performance, but from the mid-range riffs, it really pulls hard. The one area where it could use a little bit of the improvement is the brakes. While they have a good bite to start with, the overall stopping power seems to be a bit dull for a bike that can accelerate so rapidly. However, this much horsepower and those head-turning looks are impossible to be had anywhere in the quarter-liter space. The bike having a power of 30 horsepower at 9000 rpm and a torque of 24 Nm at 7500 rpm and a price of rupees 1.75 lakhs. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. If so, please subscribe to my channel for the latest updates and reviews. And thank you.